What's been the most meaningful part of your experience here?
I think, part of it was it was a lot of work to build it over the course of the years. As far as meaningful, I think just that I've watched the horses really flourish and blossom. Some were taken out of bad situations, and some were my own horses that came back for retirement. But just watching them relax and flourish and be able to help people with our therapy program, when they're in a good space, they're able to help people regulate and get to a good place themselves. And so that's been absolutely magical. So we have two 10-acre parcels. They're rectangle shaped and they're adjacent to each other. One has all the improvements, the home and the arena and the stables, and then adjacent to that to the west is another 10 acres of just raw land. So it's a little more level. There's some slopes on the other 10, and so we've got a wooded area, we've got pasture area, we've got paddocks, we've got it all. The arena is 60 by 60. It has been designed that you can knock that back wall out and make it 60 by 100, which is a standard size for riding. Since we have a non-riding psychotherapy program, my budget only allowed the 60 by 60, but it could be expanded. You can make it indoor-outdoor really easily. Everything has been super quality built about only 2 years ago. So the stables I'm really proud of. Over a 45-year career, I have designed and resold 9 properties. And this is the one that I got to do from the ground up. It was raw land. So I put every special amenity for equestrians that you can think of. There's a really large hot water wash rack. There's a washer and dryer. There's plenty of room for tools and hanging blankets and tack and things like that. The feed room is heated not with a wall heater, like actually heated. So your tack and your feed doesn't freeze and you have a warm place to go. There's water and microwave and refrigerator. It's like pretty much a full kitchen in there. Then the stalls, we have 3 16 by 12, which is a little bit oversized. Normal is 12 by 12. On the other side, we have 3 foaling-size stalls, which are 16 by 24. So they're set up so that you can divide them. You could have a total of 9 stalls, small stalls, or you could have 3 small and 3 large. With the foaling-size stalls, there's fenced paddocks, and I think that's about 100 by 50. Large-size paddocks with automatic waterers there also. The waterers have been strategically placed throughout the property so that no matter where you have a horse, even if you have a gate closed, they all have access to water, which is crucial for horses. So the paddocks and the stalls give you one option if you have to isolate a horse. The treed area is sparsely treed so that it's easy to walk through. We love to take guests on little hikes back there, and the horses just follow us along. The key to having happy horses is giving them that natural environment, but at the same time, being able to cater to someone that's injured. You have to have good stalls and paddocks, and you've got all these different options for them. It has a really, really peaceful vibe, and I feel like the horses have really created that in themselves, but we've done a lot of work to try and keep it peaceful and quiet, and it's 12 minutes from downtown, but you are in the middle of nowhere. You feel like that. And just hearing the rustle of the trees, and the birds every morning is so special to have that and still have downtown really accessible. Okay, so we have done a lot of work on cross fencing so that we have options of isolating horses, or generally they just all run free together. So whatever your situation is with your boarding and training, or just have a couple horses yourself, you've got all of these options, lots of cross fencing and gates and things that you can work with. The waterers are automatic and heated, which is really nice. All of the plumbing and electrical is underground, no above hoses, which is really a big deal when you have horses. It was built on a cement foundation, so your mats are always going to stay in place. And it's got French drains all the way around and gutters and drain pipes. Just the fact that it's got open paddocks, locked paddocks, and the trees, that's really the key thing. We've been working on limbing up the trees for fire safety, and that's a work in progress. We've done a lot of maintenance on the property to make it fire safe because Spokane is Spokane, and we've been very lucky. There's a great organization close by that you can partner with, that we partner with, called Heart. We were on the news with them recently because we had to evacuate. And one call and they have the fairgrounds open within 20 minutes. They had 8 trailers here within an hour, and it's a really great horse community. You've got free evacuation services. You've got one of probably the largest showgrounds in Washington is 2 miles down the road. So if you're an equestrian that shows or rides, you could basically ride to the showgrounds. We're adjacent to Slavin Park, which is 600 acres of non-motorized horse and dog trails. There's 20 acres behind ours that I used to own, and I sold it, but it is now for sale again. People who bought it decided not to build, and so this could potentially be a 40-acre property. If you want 40 acres, it's available. I would hope that somebody could get as much enjoyment out of it as I do, but also to finish, the work. Like you could extend the arena. There's, things you could do with the house to expand it. There's a beautiful lot to build a new house on the 10 acres adjacent to it. So I'd love to see it just continue to grow and change, but you could live the way it is now forever, and I just hope someone can enjoy it as much as we have. I hope that it gives somebody else's horses a chance to be a horse and have all the optimum care that they deserve.